Greetings, Tony from Old River Hard Goods again. So the music you are listening to is Angels March, Eternity Bridge, and as always, the link, the full version, informative a while back, are down there in the description. And we are on our way to Jacktown for the Spring Flea Market. The weather's not looking exactly banner. I mean, right now I'm traveling in a heavy fog. There's a band of thunderstorms moving through later today, and this is technically kind of setup day, so it's usually hit and miss to see what you're going to find. But I figured, well, might as well make the ride, even though I am running a bit late. And nobody just didn't want to get in the gear this morning. But you will have this. So, as always, I'm not going to bore you too much with the road trip stuff, but we're just going to keep on rolling until we get there. It's actually pretty light fog-wise through here, but I've been traveling the heavy stuff pretty much all morning. Commons. It was, or maybe still is, was owned by the Scott family. Some early homes through here. Have it coned up, what have you. All right, well, time to get the knapsack on and hit the pike. Let's see if there's anything to be had. Well, there's a few people set up. Not much action yet, but we'll head over this way and see what's to be seen. On my first stop, I managed to get a few things, but of course we got the mud. Yeah, wasn't even this bad in a couple of years, and it's only going to get worse. But yeah, folks up unloading up here, so I guess I'll take a hump up in that direction. Yeah, mud, and more mud. Oh, this is going to be a mess tomorrow. Folks are starting to set up, but we shall see. Well, I'm done. Now there's 4 vehicles in the parking lot. Other than my first hit, didn't get nothing else. Just people are slow and setting up. Farm over there in the fog, so take the ride back to the shop, take a look at what we got, and that'll be day one. Let's see what happens for tomorrow. Of course, I'm about 2 miles from the shop and decided to cut open and pour. But they were saying it. Those move off after about half an hour and get nice again. So, oh joy, oh boy. Well, here we have the loot, such as it is, from today's Friday's haul. Little jeweler's hammer. Probably a 1-2 ounce. Original handle. Got a little character to it, but I think that can be salvaged. Scraper blade burnisher. These are a little TLC. Didn't see a maker's name on it, but nothing there. Those aren't getting any easier to find. Pair of, I believe these are hand forged shears. Hard to say for sure till I do some cleaning on them, but these actually aren't bad. The edges are pretty good on this guy. This one's on the crude side, hand forged. Not really a user. The rivet's kind of banged up, but boy, that guy's got some serious age to it. We got the Executive Cali Protractor. Yeah, I can almost say that. It's a rule, a protractor, and a caliper, and anything else you can do with it. So they're kind of neat tools. And last, a Starrett, number 77, 5-inch fade pattern divider in pretty good shape, except for a couple minor spots and dots that need to be zinged off. So, hey, you know, not a great pile, but at least I'll pay for the gas. Well, it's Saturday morning around 6 a.m. and we're on our way back to Jacktown for day 2. The rolling through the fog continues, and boy, they got hammered with rain. Just a 1.5 hour band of heavy thunderstorms came through, but judging by the pictures on Facebook, this place is going to be a soup. So, we got about 15-20 minutes till we get there, and we'll see what we can find. Here we are back on Saturday. Some more people are set up. Stuff's coming in. Not too bad up here, but get down in the back, that's where the mud's gonna be. So here's the hit and miss, guys. These carvings. Oh well, time to get seriously looking here. Well, here we're out heading the field. Made a few buys already, got some good stuff, neat stuff, stuff, but there's definitely some muddy spots out there, so it's going to be fun once we get down to the lower end. Yeah. Lots and lots and lots of fun. Yeah. The back's just as bad. I kind of made a loop around the flea market field now. But the whole thing's flea market today, so I'm going to head out here a little bit and then go head to the truck and unload because I'm getting a little bit of weight in the back. Decent pickings. So hopefully it will continue And if this clown splashes me, thank you. Yeah, they go whipping around here. Don't care how much mud and water they're kicking up. Well, here you are back in the other area. Usually this is the exhibition area, but you can see definitely all flea market. Lots to see. I don't know how much to buy, but we'll lots to see. So, and of course, yep, that's kind of the theme of the day. So, anyways, back to work. Well, I'm starting my second pass back here. It's 8 o'clock. This one unloaded. Wasn't super heavy, but it was heavy enough that no sense in pushing the 35-pound rule. So, yeehaw! Yeah, more mud, right? I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing me talk about mud, but that's kind of the theme of the day. So, anyways, on with the hunt. Well, just ran into two guys that recognized me from the YouTube channel, so that's kind of neat. Happens here once in a while, happens other places once in a while, but just about done. It's fixing to rain here in about a half an hour or so, so it's going to get crazy. So I kind of want to be back at the truck by then. So, but we're going to keep walking and looking till then. Well, here we are back in the Grove area. You can see things are filled in pretty good. I'm not fixing to leave because they're calling for rain in a bit, and this place will get absolutely nuts once it starts raining. But just ran into another tool buddy. Some guy like my military surplus Alice backpack that I'm wearing, something from like a long time ago. Guys that know that stuff. No Velcro, no molly, just buckles and go. So, ain't as old as me, but it's still got some age to it. The one guy that recognized me off of YouTube asked me about finding him about a tabisher, and I'd seen one at one of the tables. A little rough for my tastes. I mean, yeah, I got enough projects, so I pointed to him. He grabbed it, and hopefully he'll be able to make it right. But anyways, I'm babbling here, I know, but just kind of wandering aimlessly. So, but I'm going to collect the other half. I was buying flowers, and because we've got a lot of driving to do yet. Drop her off at the house, head over to the shop, and we got a picnic this afternoon. Joy, oh boy. Well, here we are back at the shop, taking a look at the goodies. The rain decided to hold off, and actually this whole front fell apart, so looks like we're going to have a good finish to the day, and even the rest of the weekend's looking a lot better than what they were saying. So, anyways, back to the tools. Yeah. Compared to yesterday, I actually did pretty well. Pair of Farrier's tongs, ball heads, they have a logo on them. I don't know if they're Hellers or whatever, but they'll clean up nice. Nice early saw, nibbed, riveted handle. I was missing one rivet plate on the back, but these guys do not show up very often. Yeah, I know I say that a lot, but they don't. A Taylor patent brace or iron bit stock. I've talked about these in previous videos. Need some cleaning, but we can make it right. And the chuck is good. I looked, you can see the tab. This is a fine. This is going to take some work to get that garbage out of the eye, but it's a small, hand-forged, we call it bag axe, actually. The square eye, got some mushroom and some character, and oh boy, those are pretty uncommon. Here we got a Stanley, boom. 1897 patent, 8-inch bevel square, a metalworking hammer, silversmithing, whatever. Probably French from the style, but I don't see any maker's marks on it, but we'll beat it into shape one way or another. Nice little turn screw, use a mark on both sides. Blade's good, handle is just a little clean, nice copper ferrule. A very early Victorian type saw. Handle's got a check, it's got some patina. The nut, I give the nut a couple of sweats, but I'm going to spray it and see if I can get it to work. It does have user initials carved on the back, but boy, those again are very hard to find. A Starrett number 44 double caliper. These also don't show up very often. That's one of the, that's not one of the early Starrett marks. I thought it had one of the earlier marks when I first looked at it, but no, that one's more middle range. The legs are just a little loose, but again, these again, I keep saying it, but they're not very common. A hand-forged grubbing hoe. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video, but a couple of weeks ago at Leesport, there was one of these antique dealer types telling a guy who had one of these for sale, and I don't think it's the same one, but he has swore up and down that this was a square nut wrench for buggy nuts. It wasn't a grubbing hoe, it was used as a wrench. It's like, wow. And last but not least, swing around here. Total of 38 leather tools, mostly stamps, 3 swivel knives, 1 rivet set, 1 lacing cutter, punch, lace punch. I don't know, I forget the names. But they're all like in pretty new shape, except a couple got a little light funky on them, but we can fix that. So, anyways, not too bad of a pile. Well, that's all for this one, folks. Fortunately, got up to about 85 degrees on Saturday afternoon, and the wind kicked up, so things are drying out over there pretty good, and it's continuing to blow pretty briskly today. So hopefully folks will be able to get their vehicles out later today with no problems. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little quick trip around the world of tools, and if you like what you're seeing, please hit that subscribe button to be notified when new videos are posted. As always, thanks for watching, and bye.